So, ladies and gentlemen, today on Sports Law, we're going to talk about the legend of the very talented and very durable Leon Rochefort. Now, Joseph Fernand Leon Rochefort, born May 24th, 1939, spent 2 decades, born 15 seasons in the NHL, playing for 7 clubs in a career that lasted from 1959 to 1976. Now, calling him a journeyman player would be an insult. He was well fitted to all the squads he played for, because as a center he became heavy on the New York Rangers radar as a young prospect from the beautiful community of Cap-de-Madeleine, Quebec. Now, like I said, he came up through the junior system of the New York Rangers, playing for the Guelph Biltmores along, get this, future Hall of Famers Rod Gilbert and Jean Martel. That's good company. He turned pro in 1959 and made his NHL debut in 61, appearing in a single game for the Rangers. Now, in the 63 season, he had a partial breakthrough. He had 5 goals and 9 points in 23 games for the Rangers. Now, the big deal with Rochefort, a lot of teams in the league were looking at him as a possible second or third line player, and this is what happened. Now, prior to the 64 campaign, Rochefort was dealt to the Montreal Canadiens in a 7-player trade involving Jacques Plante going to the Rangers and Gump Worsley coming back to Montreal. Now, because of the heavy Montreal roster at the time, he ended up with the Quebec Aces in the AHL for the next 3 seasons, and played in only 11 games with Montreal over that span. But he impressed Sam Pollock and the coaching staff, and he was eventually called up to the team for the 66 playoffs, appearing in 4 games, getting a goal and assist as Montreal won the Stanley Cup. Now, he would build on his success the following year, spending most of the 67 season in Montreal, scoring 9 goals in 27 games. Now, when I said that teams were looking at him as a possible second or third line player, it came into an event. Montreal couldn't hold him on. He was claimed by the Flyers in his 67 expansion draft, and in Philadelphia he was finally able to establish himself as a full-time NHL player. And Rochefort was one of the first keys to the Broad Street Bullies that would later on, because Philadelphia was rugged long before Bobby Clarke showed up, and Rochefort was one of them. Now, his best NHL season came with the Flyers in 68, when he scored 21 goals and finished third in overall scoring of the team with 42 points. Now, despite a solid year in 69, he ended up with 34 points. He was then dealt to the Kings at the conclusion of the season in a deal for enforcer Reg Fleming. He did spend 1 year in Los Angeles and led the team in assists, although the team struggled to get out of the basement. Now, in the 1971 season, Rochefort, who was always on Montreal's radar, and Le Cavalier, the announcer, said Montreal hated to give him up. He was reacquired by the Canadiens. He finished the year in 71 with just 5 goals and was sent to the AHL for seasoning, but appeared in 10 playoff games as he got his second cup ring. Now, following the season, he was dealt to the Red Wings, where he had a bounce-back year to finish with 17 goals and 28 assists. And then he was traded again, this time to expansion Atlanta Flames, where he played a good leadership role in the squad's first 2 NHL seasons. Now, Rochefort was also looking for a better climb. He had said in published reports he wanted to come back in Canada, and prior to the 75 season, in a rare move, Rochefort was sold the Canucks, who was the 7th NHL team. At the age of 35, he turned in one of his best seasons in his career, scoring 18 points, good for 5th overall, 18 goals, good for 5th overall on the team at 29 points, and he was a valuable veteran influence on the Canuck team that gave the Montreal Canadiens everything they could handle in the quarterfinal round, and they were also divisional champs. The next year, of course, the same problem he had before. He was having a hard time starting the season, and he was sent to the minors and officially retired from hockey in 1976. Now, Rochefort finished his career with 121 goals, 147 assists for 268 points in 617 NHL games, along with just, get this ladies and gentlemen, despite how rugged he was, just 93 penalty minutes. So you got to understand, he's 50 years playing the NHL, rarely took a penalty. And you know what's kind of ironic, ladies and gentlemen, that situation is rarely happens. He had seasons where he either had only one penalty or two or seven. In my memory, he never took a major unless it was a stick major. I think there was only one season where I'm just guessing here. He played in Atlanta where he did take a major. It would never rarely happen. Playoff totals with Montreal again leading them to helping lead the Cups in 66, in 71, and total playoff totals 4 goals, 4 assists in 39 games. So Rochefort, what's quite interesting, Montreal Canadiens fans talk about him with fondness because when you're playing with as many teams as you do, and the Rangers had a good farm system, very underrated because the Rangers used to give Montreal fits back in the day. But with the Quebec Aces, I mean, they were the closest thing that the Quebec had to the WHA back in the day. I always wondered if Leon Rochefort would have gone on to the Nordiques or the Vancouver Blazers or Calgary Cowboys. How much extra playing time would he had? I think he would have been a good fit with like somebody like Mark Tardif and you look at Andre Lacroix and stuff like that. So I mean, very important part of Flyer history, very important part of Montreal Canadiens history, because every team needs an overachiever like Leon Rochefort. So thanks for listening. Keep your stick in the ice. Bye.